Hi there, welcome to Camp in a Box. Today we're going to learn how to make a camera out of some cardboard and other craft supplies. You should have a template as well as some cardboard. Here I've got a cereal box, but you could have different things in yours. You'll also need an empty plastic cup as well as a cup with glue. On top of that you'll need some yarn and some construction paper. These colors could vary, but you'll always get aluminum foil. And then some things you'll have around the house like scissors, a permanent marker, a paintbrush, and a pencil. The first thing you're going to want to do is to put all your other supplies off to the side, so you just have your template, scissors, and cardboard. From there, take your scissors and start cutting out your template. When you're cutting out your template, you're going to want to cut as close as you can to the black lines. On your first pass, it's okay to leave a decent amount of space between your black lines and the white paper that you're cutting through. But when you're ready to trace, you're going to want to have the cuts as close to the black line as possible. And there we go. Now that your template's all cut out, it's time to start tracing. Now, I have a cereal box, so I have to make sure that the logo is facing up because we don't want the cereal pattern to show on the outside of our camera. The type of cardboard that you could get in your camp box might be different than mine, so this step isn't necessary. But if your cardboard does have a logo, make sure that it's facing you when you start tracing your template. I lined my template up with some lines that were already on the cereal box, and then I started tracing from there. Make sure you find a good corner to base your template in case it moves while you're tracing and you have to reset it. Also, since I'm using a cereal box, I can use the scraps for other crafts or my camera later. Use one hand to press down your template and the other hand to trace along the outside edges of your template. Remember to get in all of those little corners and try to stay as close as possible to the lines. You're going to need these for reference later when we start to fold our cardboard into its final shape. And that's it for tracing. Once you're done, take your template away and make sure that all of your lines are solid and they are connecting. Also make sure that you have all of your corners nice and sharp. Once you're happy with how it looks, it's time to start cutting. The type of cardboard that you'll get in your camp box should be really thin, so just about any pair of scissors that you have around the house will be able to cut it. Remember to go nice and slow as you're starting to cut your template out. You can either cut directly on the black lines, or if you're afraid of making some mistakes, you can take off extra material from your box to get closer to your template and have a smaller shape. That's what I did when I took the side panels off of my box. Now remember, it's easy to accidentally take off too much material. So if you're worried about accidentally cutting through, you can leave a little extra space and then go back in and trim up your edges. It's a lot easier to take off little pieces of material than it is to put material back on if you make a mistake. And here's what we have. Now this doesn't quite look like the body of a camera yet, but let's check it against our template to make sure that we did all right. It looks like the shape is all there, so we can start tracing our lines that will fold on to turn this flat piece of cardboard into a box. Make sure your template is on hand so you know where to put your lines. Then grab a marker and get to work. Go section by section to make sure that you have nice straight lines as you're redrawing. These lines are really important because they are the guides that we'll use to fold our flat piece of cardboard into a box. Just go nice and slow and check section by section to make sure you're getting all of the right lines that you need. Let's jump ahead and see what our cardboard should look like once we're done tracing our lines. And there you go. All of your lines are there, so it's time to flip your cardboard over and start folding. Have your template handy to remind you of all of your lines, and then you can get started folding. I recommend starting to fold the biggest sections first, and make sure you press down really hard to have a nice clean fold. By doing the larger sections first, you're establishing the shape of your camera before you even bust out the tape. Then, once your big sections are done, you can start folding in the smaller flaps. These sections are really important because they'll be our connecting pieces when we're ready to turn this flat piece of cardboard into a box for our camera. Once you've finished your first pass of folding, flip your cardboard over and refold along the lines that you drew. This should be really easy to do because you're reinforcing the break in the cardboard from when you folded just a couple of seconds ago. By folding them this way, you're going to make connecting these pieces even easier when you're ready to turn this piece of cardboard into a box. Now that you've finished folding, go ahead and grab some tape and scissors and pull off a section of tape from the roll. Go ahead and cut this off and then tape this to the edge of your workspace so you can just use a little bit of tape as you need it, whether you tear it off of your strip or you cut it off like I do. I recommend starting from one of the corners when you start to fold your box. So I'm playing around with it a little bit and getting an idea for how the pieces should fit together. Do I want the small piece to be on the outside or the inside? Looks like I went ahead and decided the inside because it's a smoother finish on the outside of our box. So I'll grab my tape and start pressing down. Now that you have an idea of how you're going to connect your box, go ahead and get an extra piece of tape and start folding. I like to have a piece of tape on my finger or on the edge of my hand so it's there when I need it. Remember to keep the smaller flaps on the inside of your box so they don't show up on the outside. This will make sure that you have a nice smooth finish to your camera when you're ready to decorate it. Looks like one of my cardboard flaps from my template was just a little bit too long. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a pair of scissors and trim that off so that my box lid will close nice and smooth. Make sure you fold in the flaps before you try to close the lid so you'll have a nice box to work off of. And there you go. You now have a cardboard box to start building your camera off of. Now we get to my favorite part of the craft, which is decorating. Grab your aluminum foil and your template to get started. You'll use the aluminum foil for the shiny parts of your camera, like the lenses and the display screen and the flash bulb, while this construction paper will be for decorative accents, like the shutter button or any other buttons you decide to add to your camera. Here we've got our plastic cup, which will serve as our lens. Let's go ahead and start with some of the smaller decorations on our template. The rectangular flash bulb and the circular shutter button. Set your aluminum foil off to the side and go ahead and grab one of those pieces of cardboard that you saved from earlier. You'll use this to create a small circle for your shutter button so your camera has a little bit of dimension and feel as you're holding or playing with it. Go ahead and cut that circle out of your cardboard and then retrace it onto your construction paper. Of course, you could always just draw a circle on the construction paper, cut it out, and glue it to your camera body, but it won't be as 3D if you do that. I personally think it's a lot more fun to build up elements on your camera like this instead of just drawing them on. Once you have both your circles, go ahead and grab your glue and a paintbrush, or just use your fingers if you're feeling messy today, and dab on a little bit of glue to your cardboard. Then stick your construction paper on top, press down, and set that off to the side to dry before you attach it to your cardboard body. Speaking of your camera body, go ahead and grab it from the side and lay your template on top of it so you can get an idea of where your flash bulb is going to go, as well as where your display screen is going to go on the back of your camera. Then set that off to the side and put your box away so we can start tracing those out. Use a permanent marker to draw 2 rectangles on your aluminum foil. Do one small one for your flash bulb and then do a larger one for your display screen. You don't need to worry about if these are the exact size. Just make sure that they are small enough that they can fit on the right parts of your camera. Use the template off to the side if you need help getting the right size. And there you go. Looks like everything's about the right size, so let's start gluing things down. Take your paintbrush and get just a little bit of glue and start gluing on your decorative elements in whatever order you'd like. I personally started with the flash bulb, and then I did the display panel, and then the shutter button. Now let's take a look at our plastic cups so we can figure out how we're going to recreate our lens on our camera. I used some aluminum foil at the bottom of the cup to recreate the reflectiveness of camera lens. But I figured out pretty quickly this was a little too boring and I wanted to do something more. I went ahead and glued down my little square of aluminum foil, and then I started wrapping the entire cup in my big sheet of extra aluminum foil from earlier in the craft. Figured out pretty quick it was a little too big, so I trimmed it up and then continued to fold in all of the corners, smoothing down the inside and outside of my lined cup so I could have a nice shiny lens. Then I traced a quick circle for the bottom of my lens using the glue cup from earlier. Cut that out and then spent some time really making sure it was nice and secure on the bottom of my lens. Really mush your paintbrush down in there and cover the entire bottom with glue to make sure you have a nice secure fit. Now that our lens is all ready to go, it's time to add our final decorative elements to our camera. I did some simple things like outlining all of my aluminum pieces as well as my pretend shutter button, just to give them a little extra dimension and help them pop out from the cardboard. But you can do pretty much whatever you want to decorate your camera. If you want inspiration on what real cameras look like, you can always ask an adult to help you look up pictures of Canon or Nikon cameras on the internet. Once I was happy with my decorative elements, it was time to glue on our fake lens. Get a lot of glue on your paintbrush and really coat the bottom of your lens. Then set that aside to get tacky for a little bit and open up the back of your camera box. Then smush your lens onto the front of your camera and pinch it between your fingers on the outside of the box and on the inside. This will help make sure that your lens stays put and the glue sticks all around the bottom of the cup. While that's drying, take the yarn from your kit and tie it into a loop. Then you'll press it into the top part of your box and gently close the lid over it to secure it. Now you have a strap to carry your camera around on your neck. Now you can keep decorating if you want, but I decided to keep it simple and just add a model number to the bottom of my camera. And that was it. My craft was all done for the day. I hope you guys had fun making this camera with me. Keep an eye on our YouTube channel and Facebook for more videos from the Camp in the Box series. Have a great day. Bye-bye.